Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man.
And you fan movement is the movement to move with. URL TV for life. You already know what it is.
Sarah?
Hello? Yeah.
Okay. You're on, Ma.
Everything she just said is an absolute positively on my son and Pumpkinhead and everybody lie. Bold-faced lie. And let me tell you why. We're going to start 3 years when Bonnie battled 40 bars. I was in a private room smoking an L with C3, Lex Benko, and K Profit. That was 3 years before this chick is even talking about whatever she thought she said she had, which was called, by the way, the league Holly actually owns at the time when me and quote-unquote Anonymous met her was called True Battle League. I repeat, the actual league that Holly actually owned was called True Battle League. As much of a lie it sounds, it's called True Battle League, number one. Number two, let's go back forward. She says, and I quote, that she had already started this league. She had already started this. Well, if you actually already started it, then you didn't need me and quote-unquote anonymous person at all if you already started it. Am I right or wrong? Okay, let's move on. Now, I get tagged in a post that was about True Battle League by, yes, my sister, my verse. And what happened at that point was I didn't want no one to feel like I was stepping on toes and shitting on them. So I said, I have no problem linking with you. Let's see how we can work something. There was no words of partnership. There was no words of ownership. There was just words of, yeah, maybe I'll help out. Let's see what we can do. That's what was said. Okay? Now, I don't hear from Holly. Holly don't hear from me. Why? Because I'm busy. I'm putting everything together. Why? Because I'm not going to sit around and wait on nobody. I make moves. So then finally, I get a text from Holly. Hey, we're going to link? Sure, yes. I call Anonymous. Like, hey, I don't want people to feel like I'm going to snake them or do them grimy, so I'm thinking about linking with Holly. This way she doesn't feel like I just forgot that she wanted to be a part of something like this, right? Okay. So now everybody's getting in contact. She's like, well, let's meet, right? We were supposed to meet and have lunch somewhere else, not in her house. That was the first meeting that did not happen. I repeat, it did not happen. Then we go to Holly's house and smoke, and she cooked, and we ate. No conversation, under no circumstances, were there conversation about any partnerships, any YouTube, whatever she said she had, and furthermore, the quote-unquote anonymous partner was not a partner. That person was working with us all together, yes, but then that partner who was not a partner, who was really just trying to because that person always is the person that makes sure everything runs smooth. And I'm speaking of quote unquote anonymous that she was speaking of, okay? Now, with that being said, moving on. She says, right now, she just said she started the YouTube and the Gmail. The only reason why Holly was starting the YouTube and the Gmail is because I was busy making sure everything went well. Let's go back one. She says she's the sole creator. She did blogs. She did everything. She's not going to sit here and act like that she's so innocent. She knows absolutely what she's doing, and she's absolutely lying. Now, we sit in Holly's house, and Holly says True Battle League. Then we went from True Battle League, and I said to Holly, I'm not really feeling that name a little bit. I think we should have a name that kind of mixes everything in with the gay community. Pause. Holly On Demand is not gay at all. Let's move forward. So now she's like, True Battle League. I'm like, yeah, nah. Said anonymous person sitting right there. We went through a million names, and I said Prism. Why did I say Prism? You can ask her. Ask her, since she came up with the name, why she chose Prism. Because I know what I chose. I chose Prism Battle League because Prism, unlike light and the cameras and the glass, it reflects a rainbow color. Okay? So this is what we go with. We go with Prism. Okay? Now, we're going to move forward again. Under no circumstances, once we left Holly's house, we started, doing the. Now, this is where I don't like stepping on people's toes, and I don't like people to feel like I'm going to try to do everything. So, said person, Anonymous, was doing one thing. Holly was supposedly doing another thing. Okay? All right. Now, whatever happens, happens. Where we're in the process. Anonymous person finds a spot, but because we were trying to figure out what we can do with that spot, it got a little confused. So Anonymous, decided just to fall back a little bit. And then at that point, I went full forward. There is not a person in this world, in this battle rap community, that does not know. Not only did I come up with the name, but I did absolutely everything, down to picking Montez and Cali M, down to picking the team that was going to do the graphics, down to picking the person that was going to do the logo, down to every single possibly thing you can possibly think of. Just because you think in your mind you have a YouTube and a Gmail does not make you an owner. Okay, so now we're going to discuss what happened right now. Okay. The day I spent 2 days, no sleep. Angie, am I lying? 2 days, no sleep, right? Because y'all called me to go to the events, and what did I say? I cannot go to these events. I have to stay with my footage. An owner stays with their footage. Always remember that. My footage was being edited by ECR, my boy East Coast Renaissance, my brother's company, and my bro Larry's company. Not only did they shoot the battle, because they were the cameramen, not only did they shoot the battle, but they edited the battle also, and those motion graphics and everything come from East Coast Renaissance. Okay, the logo comes from B100 Graphics, two individuals that she has no connections to. Okay? Day of event, Holly does absolutely nothing but bring 10 waters. The people that did work the event and did work the event well was my brother Jess James Figueroa and Angie, as well as myself. At the end of that event, Holly tells me to my face, I don't think I'll be able to do all of this. Watching you run around, this is crazy, blah, blah, blah. And I said, this is a lot. You don't just come in the game and think this is going to be easy. This is a lot. You understand what I'm saying? And I paid Holly. Holly was paid something light because, of course, it's your first event. You're not going to get crazy. I made sure the venue got paid. Holly got her cut. I got my cut. It wasn't nothing crazy, but at the end of the day, owners pay the workers, no? At the end of the day, the person that's doing all of the work is because they know in their mind this is what they want. So we're going to fast forward now. I'm editing the battles, right? I stay with the footage, right? Now, at this point, me and my brother Larry are discussing the trademarking and everything like that. So let's just start with the process. And I'm thinking, Holly did say this is something that she can't do. Holly really, really needs to learn how to do this. In the process, I'm telling Holly and Montez, why don't you guys plan the tryout event, right? Told Holly and Montez. I told Holly, listen, since now you know how this thing's going, right now, this is your opportunity right now. Like, let's get the tryout shit together, and I would fall back and do whatever else, right? Okay. Now, while we're editing, I'm like, you know what? Let's make her general manager because of the fact that it's still you have a title, you have a name. It's still a strong support for Holly on Demand as a brand. Okay? So, general manager. Now, in my head, people that understand general manager is not a bad position. It means you still have to work. You still have to do all that work. Okay, fine. I speak to Holly that day in the studio on the phone, explained it clearly to her why she got general manager's position, why I said general manager, and she was absolutely fine.
Well, Sarah, let's kind of explain why you made that decision?
Because Holly did absolutely nothing. Holly did absolutely nothing. Okay? She stood around while everybody did everything. She, at the end of the day, there was people at that event. You ask anybody that was at the Prism event if Holly did anything. No. Angie, myself, and my brother who pulled out the turntables. Mind you, Holly had a job. That job was to put the cipher together. And I ended up getting that poppin' too. Holly wanted to put the cipher. Yeah, Holly, get the cipher together. What's up with the cipher? This cipher? Nothing. Okay, fine. I'll spit. I'll set it off. Right? Okay, cool. That's when Bryant Music, shout out to Bryant Music, he bodies a cipher and whatever the case may be. Cool. My brother Buddha spit. Everybody spit. Cool. She's comfortable on the phone with me, telling me she's okay. She's okay with me. She understood it. That was day one. Okay. Now, the next day comes. Now we drop in the Cali M. Everything is popping now. Now everything is popping, okay? Pay close attention. We're making moves now, okay? Now she's calm on the phone with me. That day we were in the studio discussing it, the 2 days I stood in ECR Studios editing that battle. Calm on the phone and fine, right? Then the following day, she did call me, and we discussed it like two human beings. And I made it very clear to her, Holly, I am very shaky about giving you ownership and giving that title up when you really didn't put in the work. And she said it herself. You know what? Maybe I didn't put in that much work. And I said, this is why the tryouts is that time to shine for you. You get what I'm saying? She was fine again. Now, she told a side of the story that was complete trash because I have not spoken to Holly on the phone since she changed the passwords. She said she spoke to me on the phone. That is a bold-faced lie. I have everything to prove that we never spoke on the phone. She copped out and rather email me as opposed to actually call me before changing the passwords. She didn't speak to me. Instead, she just changed the passwords and then emailed me. You know what that sounds like to me, guys? You're trying to strong-arm me for your ownership title. So you're going to do what it takes to get your ownership title. Not only that, but everyone in battle rap knows she has a history. And that history is she gets with people. She's a beautiful person to work with until. And I'm not putting anything on blast, but I can name about 4 battle rap leagues and battle rap league owners that have had extensive problems with her and want no parts of her. And what I did, I ignored all of them and told her, this is not about you as a battle rapper. This is about you changing into that boss that you want to be. Okay, this is what I'm telling her as they're calling me. Yo, you don't want to deal. Shout out to Tahim. Tahim, you was right. Shout out to Battle City TV. She was even discussing that problem because I told them they shouldn't be arguing in front of everybody about money. They should take that into the inbox. And here I am talking to him on behalf like, yo, just ignore everything. I feel you, whatever the case may be. And Tahim's telling me she's going to try to screw you over, Sarah. So shout out to Tahim in Battle City, okay? Another thing, after she spoke to me, after she changed the passwords without calling me at all, okay, she spoke to me the night before, it was fine. The next day she does the disappearing act while I'm in school, and I'm handling work, and I'm telling her. Now, here's the part that she didn't mention. I was about to hook up Holly to go to school on a personal level. If I show you that I'm riding with you and I see like you want to do certain things, I'm going to help. If you look at interviews, I say it. I'm trying to, help Holly get to that point because as leaders in battle rap, we have to show battle rappers and everybody how to do what it is that we do because they want to do it too. So there's not a interview that's not out that I'm not saying that. So she was well aware she was not an owner from Jidump. Okay? From Jidump, I looked at that chick in her face, and I said, look, man, are you sure you want to do this? Because this is going to consist of a lot. Right? She was right. I did, in fact, say it's a lot to put on your plate. That's why you have general manager, because that is a lot to do. Okay? She doesn't call me. She just changes the passwords and send me an email. That's punk, bro. That's punk. You're not facing me. You're not facing me. You're going to call everybody else but me, but then you're going to sit on Angry Fan Radio and tell bold-faced lie after bold-faced lie like I wasn't going to come on and tell my truth? And
okay, so let's do this. So let's do this, Sarah, not to cut you off, because you said a lot and pretty much to kind of...
And I have the paperwork to prove that I got what I got. So.
Okay, so let's do this. I know how you felt about it, but I feel it's needed that y'all haven't really talked at all. It's just a whole bunch of shit going around.
No, but she just told you I did talk to her, remember? All of a sudden I called her about the remember, she said I did, but we haven't spoken. It's been text and email.
Damn it. I'm putting her on the line, and y'all need to, like, I mean, you're saying she's not telling the truth. She's saying that you're not telling the truth. But at the end of the day, this is the way I'm looking at it. There needs to be some type of understanding resolved, because you guys, regardless of the fact, you guys did try to do something that could be monumental for the cause. You don't want the battlers that you've lined up having to basically be affected because of... First of all,
can I say something? Not to cut you off, but if she really cared about those battlers, once she heard that I had certain companies on deck to push this, she would have allowed it to be Montez and Cali. She's not thinking about nobody else but her fame and herself. Don't get it twisted. Don't let her fool you. She's thinking about herself. She's not thinking about nobody else. Do you know why? Because she sat there and she's sitting there being real calm, and she does that with everybody. If anybody in battle rap knows how she works, everybody knows how she works. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and have somebody that hasn't even been in this game for a year, 2 years, try to strong-arm me for ownership and then lie about it. And then what gets me more mad is that people are believing a lie from somebody that ain't even been in the game that long, haven't even did work as a battle rapper, good work as that, and hasn't even done anything to contribute to the culture. She didn't even contribute to the event. She didn't even contribute to the event. No money, no sponsors. She had no sponsors. That was a lie. There was no sponsors. The sponsors that are on there came from me. And they'll tell you out of their own mouths.
Fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking heads, man.
Angry Fan movement is the movement to move with.